Before the grid goes down, before the sirens stop wailing and the silence takes over, do yourself a favor and hit that like button and subscribe, because the information I'm about to give you isn't just content, it is an insurance policy for your life. Imagine looking out your window. The sky has turned that sickening, bruised shade of green that signals a high-atmosphere detonation. The ground shuddered 10 minutes ago, and now the Geiger counters are starting to scream. Your neighbors are doing exactly what the movies taught them to do. They are packing their cars. They are turning the interstate into a parking lot of steel coffins. They are fleeing to the woods, thinking nature is a sanctuary, not realizing that the trees are about to become radioactive sponges. This is the refugee reflex, the panic-induced belief that movement equals safety. In a radiological event, that reflex is a suicide pact. The fallout doesn't care how fast you run, it only cares how well you hide. The biggest lie you've been told is that you need a bunker in New Zealand or a cabin in the Rockies to survive the end of the world. The truth is, your best chance of survival is standing right around you, in the drywall, the furniture, and the junk drawer of the suburban home you're standing in right now. We are going to deconstruct the bug-out fantasy and replace it with the bug-in reality. We are going to turn your average, flimsy house into a hardened fortress against the dual threats of invisible poison and desperate humanity. We aren't using military-grade gear. We are using physics, psychology, and the refusal to be a victim. The first rule of the New World is mass, specifically, putting it between you and the gamma radiation cooking the air outside. Your standard drywall offers about as much protection as a wet paper towel. You need to create an inner citadel. Go to the center of your house, away from windows and exterior walls. Drag your bookshelves, your heavy oak dresser, and your mattresses into a central room or a hallway. This isn't interior decorating. This is geometry. Densely packed books and wood absorb radiation. By stacking furniture against the interior walls of a central room, you are artificially thickening your shield. You are creating a shadow where the radiation cannot reach. The magic here is the halving thickness principle. Every few inches of dense material cuts the radiation dose in half. If you layer enough junk, you turn a lethal dose into a headache. The pro tip here is to stay low. Radiation travels in straight lines, but it also scatters. Keeping your body below the window line and inside your furniture fort for the first 72 hours is the difference between nausea and organ failure. Once you have your shield, you must seal the breach. The enemy isn't just the energy waves passing through walls. It's the dust. Fallout is physical. It's sand, dirt, and debris sucked up into the mushroom cloud, made radioactive, and sprinkled back down on your roof. If that dust gets inside your lungs, you are dead walking. Grab the duct tape and the heaviest plastic sheeting you have, painter's drop cloths, or even heavy-duty garbage bags. You need to tape over every window, every vent, and every crack in the door frame. You aren't just covering them. You are hermetically sealing them. Overlap the tape. The science here is simple containment. You are preventing alpha and beta particles which ride on dust from entering your sanctuary. Don't forget the silent killers. Tape over the bathroom exhaust fans and the dryer vent. If air moves through it, poison moves through it. While the world outside fights over the last bottle of water at the grocery store, you need to secure your own supply before the pressure drops. The moment the grid fails, the municipal pumps stop. You have a narrow window, maybe 20 minutes, before the taps run dry. Run to the bathtub. Scrub it out quickly, plug it, and turn the faucet on full. Blast. If you have a water bob or a liner, use it. If not, just fill the tub. This is 50 to 80 gallons of potable water. But here is the critical expert edge that most people miss. Run to your home's main water shutoff valve, usually in the basement or the front yard, and close it. Why? Because when the system loses pressure, it creates a vacuum. It can siphon the water out of your house and suck sewage or radioactive groundwater back in through the pipes. By closing the main valve, You trap the clean water inside your home's plumbing, turning your pipes into a pressurized storage tank. Now that you are sealed in, you must disappear. Light discipline is not a suggestion, it is a law. At night, a single candle in a window can be seen for a mile. To a desperate mob, that light signals resources. It says, someone is alive in there and they have stuff. You need to black out everything. Cardboard, heavy blankets, or plywood over the windows inside your plastic seal. No. Slivers of light can escape. If you need to see, use red light. If you don't have a tactical flashlight with a red filter, put red tape over your flashlight lens. The biology behind this is crucial. Red light has a lower frequency, it travels shorter distances, and most importantly, it doesn't destroy your natural night vision. You can navigate your fortress without blinding yourself or signaling your location to the predators roaming the street. Sanitation will kill you faster than radiation, if you ignore it. The toilets won't flush when the water pressure dies, and you cannot waste your precious bathtub water on them. You need a dry system. Take a 5-gallon bucket, line it with 2 heavy-duty trash bags, and pool your resources of kitty litter, sawdust, or even dirt from a potted plant. This is your new toilet. Do not mix liquid and solid waste if you can help it. Urine is sterile. Feces spreads cholera. Cover your business with a layer of litter every time. The magic is in the desiccation. Drying out the waste kills the bacteria and reduces the smell. When the bag is full, seal it with tape. Don't just tie it, and move it to a designated hot zone in the garage or a sealed room. Living in filth breaks morale and breeds disease. Discipline and hygiene is rebellion against chaos. Let's talk about your front door. It is the weak point of your castle. Standard residential doors are held in place by half-inch screws driven into a decorative pine frame. One solid kick from a desperate looter, and that frame splinters, turning your door into a welcome mat. You need to reinforce the strike plate, the metal piece the bolt slides into. Take out those half-inch screws and replace them with 3-inch hardened steel screws. When you drive a 3-inch screw in, it passes through the flimsy door frame and anchors deep into the structural 2x4 stud of the house wall. You are no longer relying on the trim. You are anchoring your lock to the bones of the building. The physics are undeniable. You have just increased the force required to kick that door in from 200 pounds to 2,000 pounds. It won't keep a SWAT team out, but it will stop the opportunist who wants an easy target. Finally, we have to address the most volatile variable, your mind. You are going to be tempted to check the radio constantly, to scan the horizon, to pace the floor. This is mental caloric burn. Stress floods your body with cortisol, which burns energy and clouds judgment. You need to put your brain on a diet. Establish a strict routine. Check the radio for news only at the top of the hour for 5 minutes. Eat on a schedule, not when you feel anxious. Sleep in shifts if you are with others. The why is pure physiology. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. A tired survivor makes mistakes. They open the door for the wrong person. They forget to seal a bag. They give up. Your willpower is a battery. Conserve it as aggressively as you conserve your water. 72 hours later, the radiation levels will have dropped significantly. That is the nature of rapid decay. The world outside will be silent. The refugee reflex will have claimed the 90% who panicked and ran into the fallout or choked the highways. But you are still here. You are tired, you are thirsty, and you are living in a fortress made of mattresses and duct tape, but you are breathing. You didn't buy a bunker, you built one. You didn't run from the fear, you outsmarted it. You have transitioned from a victim of circumstance to the master of your domain. The survival of the fittest isn't about who is the strongest. It is about who is the most adaptable. You realize that in a world gone mad, the most radical act of rebellion is to sit still, shut up, and think. While the rest of the world burned itself out in a panic, you endured. Now tell me in the comments, if you had 5 minutes before the lockdown, What is the one tool from your garage you would grab to bring inside? Hit like, stay sharp, and remember, panic is death and silence is survival.